Hi there, this is Derek here, and we're just in USS Yokohama here. And this is actually the auction. A lot of my customers, they ask me, what does the auction look like? And actually I'm here with some customers. They're coming, they're coming from Canada and wanted to see the auction, so showing them. And just take a look at some of the cars that we got here. So this one here is Lotus Europa. I'm a huge fan of this car because I like lightweight cars, and that's kind of what this car is all about. Very cool design. A lot of people haven't seen these cars in person because they're not very popular, and the people who own them, they usually only take them out for special reasons. The car is really, really low. Like I'm kneeling right now and my head is 60 centimeters above the headlights. The rear windows are super tiny on them. Getting into these cars is, I imagine, pretty hard. This one's got is locked so that people don't mess around with it. Mail slot back window there. Exhaust coming right out of the bumper. Very cool. Beetle here. This section here is kind of specialty cars. This one here is a 260 Fair Lady. The 260s were only ever made for 1 year. This one's the 4-seater, so it's got the extended wheelbase. It's actually been here for a while. Nobody's bought it because the owner wants too much. I actually bid on it for a client for just under $10,000. The condition's good, but these cars aren't really worth a lot. GTR. Actually, there are a lot of GTRs at the auctions. Panamera over there. Cayenne. This section here is kind of the expensive cars, and it's underneath here instead of outside, so that they stay in good condition in the rain and whatnot. This one here, a new 911 Speedster. New SL, AMG wagon, CLS wagon. Wow, that's the first time I've seen this one. CLS 63 wagon. I didn't even know that they made one of these. I suppose they call this the shooting brake. I don't know why, but Mercedes loves calling their wagon coupes shooting brakes. I know it's got 4 doors, but they're also a little bit weird that way with calling their 4 doors coupes. BMW too. So what else do we got here? More AMG. Panamera. Security guard who probably doesn't want me taking videos. Gallardo. More 911 fun. M6. Ferrari. I don't know my Ferraris very well, so I don't know what this one's called. Ferrari California, maybe? I don't know. S63 AMG. So American cars, so we're not really going to take a look at those. Step through here through the accident cars, and there are a couple of interesting ones over here. Just in kind of the section for modified cars, or just overall not very good condition cars, is over here. Some of them are in good condition, but most of these are ex-race cars and whatnot. There's this Silvia here with a 180 SX front end on it. This one's actually in fantastic condition as far as race cars or drift cars go. You can see it's had the suspension arm modification to give it more articulation on the wheels. Stripped interior, it's got large turbo on it. I've taken a look at these, and there are a whole bunch of ones with turbo modifications in this section, and it's a little bit difficult to remember what has what. This Laurel here actually is interesting. It's got an SR20 swap with an S15 turbo on it, and it looks really well done. These cars here, if you come to the auction, you can get inside them, you can start the engines if you want. Here we have the guy that I'm here with, taking a look at this car, probably going to start the engine up. This one here looks cool. It's actually been here in the auction for like 2 months because nobody wants to buy it because up close and personal, it's not a very good car. This one's got a T78 on it. T78 turbo, like a large single turbo. And the interior of the engine bay looks very clean on that one. Got you on video. Nice chaser here. This one's got one of the most interesting paint jobs on the hood that I've ever seen. And since it's sunny, you can probably see it really well. So what they do is take an angle grinder and cut designs into the metal and then paint it with a transparent paint and then clear coat it. This has become popular in the last 2 years or so here in Japan, maybe 3 years. Toyota Soarer, that's got a 1JZ engine. Kind of your basic legacy here. This one here has got a lot of attention here at the auction. Pretty much every time that I've walked by here, people were looking at it, starting it up, checking it out. It's got what looks like either a blue top or a red top engine. The valve cover has had all the paint ground off of it. It's got a turbocharger on it. Wide body flares. The body is in fantastic condition. It was just repainted. It's got an inside cage, full bucket seats. How much power can you get out of a 4AG with the turbo? Probably about 220, maybe 250. The 86 is a special car for me, particularly because my wife had 2 of them, and unfortunately I crashed one of her 86s. That's the reason why we got 2. It's one of the few cars, you know, I've driven a lot of cars, and one of the few cars that I can't stop smiling when I drive. And it's really strange because on paper this car doesn't make sense. You know, even with the stock horsepower is 130 horsepower or 115 in America. That's really slow, and then it's got a solid rear axle, which is kind of death to good handling, but for some reason it just works. It's a really lightweight car, the engine is responsive, it revs really quickly, very nice sounding, I think. Can be bad for some of the aftermarket exhausts, but it's just I guess they just kind of got this one right, I think. So with 220 horsepower, I think it would be good. I guess that's everything that we're going to show that's at the auction here. You know, there's this big parkade here full of cars, but most of the cars that are in the auction are just kind of your standard go to the grocery store kind of cars. The fun cars are down here. This is USS Yokohama. It's kind of a smaller auction. For most of the really nice cars, USS Tokyo has a lot more. I just went and tried to open the door there. The doors on some of them are locked, some of them they're open. It depends on what the seller wants to do. This one's got the coolest shift knob ever. Just take a look in the engine bay of this one, just because we got this one open now. These Chasers are awesome cars, actually. Double wishbone suspension all around, so for a big car, they're really agile. Not very much modifications on this one, actually. So we got aftermarket intercooler kit, and you've got the air filter there. Not so fun. But the exterior of this one makes up for it. Let's take a look at that from over here. Okay, we're going to wrap up the video here with that. And thank you everyone for watching.